that disagree and people that agree. I don't care about the percentages or the cuts or whatever. It doesn't bother me. You know, I feel a certain way about all that. And I've said my piece, and I will remind these fucking people that, again, the little dream fantasy bullshit that they're living in is not real life, and not everybody has to dance to their tune. That's not how that works. You don't get to go around and point your finger in people's chests and say, hey, you live in my world. You think the way that I think. You believe the way that I believe. No. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. It never has been, and it never will be. So if you guys want to live like that, go ahead. Do what you want to do. Not me. And I don't need people to agree with me. I don't need no echo chamber bullshit. This is the way that my wife and I feel. This is the way that my family feels, the people that are closest to me. And we're going to speak our fucking piece. And that's it. And it might be a thing that goes around, you know. Like, look, it's June. I get it, man. Everybody's like, woo. I mean, I don't fucking care.
So NICKMERCS is under fire, right? This is a NICKMERCS respecting stream because NICKMERCS follows me, which is so crazy. I remember when he followed me, I got the notification. I was like, what the heck? So shout out to NICKMERCS. So he's under fire right now because yesterday on stream while he was playing Elden Ring, he said that there's no such thing as trans people. He's completely right.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created.
He's right. He's right. There's no such thing as a like, you cannot be a woman if you're a man, and you can't just magically become a man if you're a woman.
So have fun with your little dreamland, but that shit's not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl, done. Come in here with that fucking trans.
It's just so simple, and all the outrage is of people who they have no argument except for their buzzwords about you're such a transphobic bigot, you don't know anything about science, and it's like you can't really, there's no actual argument that they have, and they start to delve into sophistry about how you can identify however you want and gender and sex are different and blah blah blah. No, if you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman. That's it. Everyone understood this until 5 years ago. And so that's what I said. This is what everyone believed until 5 years ago, and a lot of people are liking my tweet because everyone knows it's true. The replies are checking out, correct. Obviously, it's going crazy viral. Not just this post, but another post. And just a bunch of people complaining about how he's so transphobic, he's so bigoted. But again, this was normal. Even 5 years ago, it wasn't that normalized. It was starting to be normalized 5 years ago, which was insane. But even I remember 5 years ago, before 2020, this was kind of still, all things considered, pretty fringe. The whole trans stuff. And then now, it's mainstream. And if you question it, you're canceled. People are waking up. This guy, he's 100% right. You can wear dresses, take hormones, mutilate yourself surgically, but you can no more change sexes than you can change Napoleon or Mars. I mean, he didn't say anything not true. So true. I'm gonna start watching his streams now. Bro is dying to be canceled because people know if you say this simple truth that men are not women, you will be canceled. But a lot of people are just so tired of the nonsense. We're so tired of going along with the delusions because it's not real. It's not real. It's made up. And it was made up. The foundations of transgenderism and trans ideology dates back to scientists like John Money, who was a depraved pedophile who conducted depraved experiments on little boys. Those are the kind of people you're getting the whole ideology from. You can separate your gender and your sex. Yeah, you really want your movement to be based on and coming from someone who took two twin boys and basically made them do very inappropriate acts to each other in front of him. Like, you want that kind of dude to be the father of your movement? I mean, so if you want, I mean, go for it. But this whole ideology, this whole movement, it's created from perverts, it's created from pedophiles, it's created from depraved people who just want to indulge in their fetishes and their weird sexual kinks, and just a lot of people who are very broken and lost. People say we need to love them. Of course we need to love them, but sometimes the most loving thing to do is to tell them no, and to tell them firmly, no, what you're living in is delusion. Like NICKMERCS says, it's dreamland. It's a la-la land. It's a make-believe land. It doesn't exist. You're a dude. If you're a dude, if you're a girl, you're a girl. That's it. You know that little kid who was like, men have a penis and girls have vaginas.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
We just completely lost the plot and the world has gone completely insane the past 10 years. Ideology creep is real. So true. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Everyone's exhausted of it, and so many people are exhausted of it. And most people are like, we're just so sick of it. We're so sick of the PC culture where we have to bend over backwards and bow down at the altar of certain identity groups that the left-wing ideologues deem protected and untouchable, and then everyone else, like Christians or straight males, have to completely be okay with any sort of backlash or even violence against them and any sort of harassment and verbal abuse. And we're just like so sick of it. It's just, we're so exhausted. NICKMERCS last year, he was like, hey man, live your life, do whatever you want. I have no hate. But, they just keep going after you and just keep going after. And now you have NICKMERCS saying like, yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. A man is a man, a woman is a woman, and he's done with it. We all know Patrick Bet-David. he talks about how the madness of pride needs to stop. We have one day for fathers, one day for mothers, but we have so many days for all of the LGBTQ. And then NICKMERCS, this. Give him an inch, they took the mile. It's madness at this point. Absolutely. Absolutely. We were kind enough to be tolerant, be like, okay, you know what? If you want to live your life, you can live your life. But that was not the end goal. They just want to completely desecrate everything that is sacred, everything that means anything. They want to destroy families, and they want to completely take over every single institution in this country. From our government agencies, government institutions, to academic institutions, to corporations. They're just shoving it down our throats all the time. Everyone's like, you know what? Enough. Because at the end of the day, what really comes down to is these people really come for our kids. And they keep saying, oh no, we're not coming for your kids. Then why the heck do all of these adults in the pride parades and the pride events keep going after the kids? Always performing lewd acts and all their kinks in front of children. They're coming after children. That's why they're going into the classrooms and all the daycares and say, pride, 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 because they're coming after the children because they want to brainwash them and indoctrinate them at a young age. And so, enough. Especially because NICKMERCS, he knows, he's a dad. Don't mess with children. Like, that is the final straw. And once they started coming for our children, that's when people were like, you know what? Enough is enough. We're so done with the bullcrap. We're so done. They absolutely, yes, Norris Bowl, they absolutely took advantage of our kindness. Yeah, Moroshi, and that's the point. They masked it under, we just want you to be tolerant. But it's not. It's not about tolerance. It's about complete and total compliance. If NICKMERCS said this 10 years ago, even when he first started streaming, if he said this, no problem. The thing is, these people have been basically propped up as idols to worship. Not really. I grew up in Mexico, and there were trans people back then in the early 2000s. And I'm like, yeah, and they were still considered fringe. They were not worshipped as the golden calf of society by corporations and celebrities. Worshipped is crazy. They're shunned. They're not shunned. How are they shunned if government institutions, if all of the power of the state, trans people, LGBTQ people are sanctioned by the state and corporations? How are they shunned? If literally every single massive corporation now is like mandating that employees put pronouns in their email signatures. Shunned? Are you kidding me? The White House literally brings in drag queens and trannies to the White House to speak. Shunned? Are you kidding me? Like, these people live in La La Land, which is why he says they live in dreamland. They not only live in dreamland about themselves, but they live in dreamland about reality. They still think they're oppressed. And it's just normal people saying, hey, we're just not going to go along with your delusions. You can live as you want, but no, I'm not going to completely be compliant and bow down to whatever you want me to do. Yeah, it's like, it's everywhere. And then they're injecting into all these children's entertainment and shows and games. And we're just like, you know what? We're done. Honestly, we're so done. And I think the tides are turning a bit. People are getting really frustrated and annoyed and just not going along with the nonsense anymore. I have zero tolerance for it. When, I used to be a little more tolerant. I used to be like, hey, you know what, man? Like, you do you. It's all good. Just do as you wish. Live as you wish. It doesn't really affect me or anything. But I realized, no, it does affect me and affects all of us because we live in a society and these people just want total and complete compliance and submission. That's what they want. They want to beat us into submission. There's no such thing as live and let live because ultimately what we want for society is very different. What I want is a God-honoring society. I want families together, children with their mother and their fathers, healthy, vibrant communities. These people want families to be completely torn apart. They want polygamy, polyamory. They want all kinds of degeneracy from bestiality to sodomy and all of this nonsense. They want to completely destroy the family and destroy the fabric of this country. We can't coexist with these people because they lied to us. They said it was just, let us live. Leave us alone. That was a lie. And so we need to push back. And I think a lot of people are pushing back. They went so wild that even got J.K. Rowling to turn on them. Like, J.K. Rowling is a raging feminist and a raging liberal. I disagree with her on so much. She's an atheist, liberal feminist. But it got so insane to the point where now J.K. Rowling is considered right-wing. Like, what? It's insane. I'm not going to entertain it, man. I'm not going to entertain it.